Hello, I'm Sandra Lee with MiracleInspirations.com and the Breathe Life's Inspirations video blog. Filming today from a place where Earth is really alive and growing and vibrant. The topic I want to talk about today is fires and vulnerability. There are a lot of fires burning that are causing impact and concern, worry, damage for a lot of people, a lot of places on the earth that are just having a really hard time struggling right now to deal with fires. And we're vulnerable. Fire is something that can really take control of us and harm us, our property, where we live, our environments, our communities. So much damage can be done by fire. And really, when it gets down to it, we aren't the ones in control. We like to think that we're in control, but times like these, when things like fires or floods or storms or earthquakes, these things happen, have us realize that we really do not have the control that we want to think that we do. I had a recent experience with fire recently. Not like what's going on in California, but where I live, there's a fire, a pretty sizable fire, that was happening. And just a couple of days before this all started, I had just been really appreciating how this summer we really haven't had all of the fire that we have in previous years. I was just appreciating that. And then, bam, there's this big fire in our area that's threatening the populated area, the city. And I was trying to drive through to go to another place, and I'm in a valley where there's lakes. And so, there's the one main highway that goes down the valley, and then another smaller road that goes around the lake. And that day, I wasn't able to get through because the road on one side of the lake, the small road, was closed because of the fire that was on that side. And the other side of the lake wound up being closed, the road wound up being closed too, I now know, because of an accident that had happened. And so I was really feeling the vulnerability of what happens when something like fire takes over. When it makes people feel helpless, powerless, vulnerable. We're so vulnerable, and our lifestyle, the things that we know and that we count on, are vulnerable to these forces, in this case, of nature. And just looking at what we normally have, the life that we normally count on, expect to be there. And I kind of take it for granted. And then having this fire in my area just had me realize, wow, it's like, how vulnerable is this life that I appreciate, that I count on to be here. So just really aware of fire and vulnerability and wondering, what can we do? I've spoken with other people recently who have family members who have had to evacuate their homes. A lot of that's happening right now in California. Just talking with another person who they themselves are going to be evacuating their home because the fire is getting a little too close. So what there is for me to do is appreciate what I have, appreciate what I can do, and just my ability to trust. Trust that ultimately everything is going to be okay. Because if I can't do that, I can't survive. And just do what I can to send positive intentions and healing and hope. Connect with people who are in those situations. And do what we can. So for the fire in our area, fortunately, it has been, gotten under control. it was looking like it could well have gotten very much out of control. Wind is one of those forces that really takes fire and spreads it. So a couple of days ago, I was really concerned about that because it was a very windy day. So just appreciating what we have and the ability that we do have over these forces of nature, but also recognizing that we as humanity, powerful as we think we are ultimately quite limited. So just appreciating what we have and what we can do, and sending hope, thoughts of healing, safety to the people who are certainly in situations of quite danger. Breathe, coming from love, coming from hope, and trust. Thank you. I'm Sandra Lee with miracleinspirations.com and the Breathe Life's Inspirations video blog. What can you do to make a positive difference in the world with so much uncertainty and vulnerability happening? Be well. Be safe. Love. Breathe.